There are a ton of things that players can do better in Rocket League, but some mistakes are a lot worse than others. That's why today we'll be discussing some of the worst mistakes you can make in Rocket League, and we'll talk about how you can fix them. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Champ 1 replay, and now the great thing about this area of rank is that we start to really understand how to play the game well, but we're still making a lot of mistakes because we know more or less what we're supposed to do. We just don't always do the correct thing when given the choice. So let's go ahead and start running on through this and see what we can see here. Okay, so right here we're gonna see our first example of hesitation. So we look at this ball, we kind of know what this ball is gonna do, right? It's gonna go to this wall, it's gonna bounce back out. We know that Ambro here probably isn't going to be going for this ball because he's just gone for kickoff. We have their cheating player who is working over this way. Now the last thing we want to do is just drive real slow like over here, because if we do that and this player just goes for the ball, now we've been taken out of the play, we have to rotate back. Our teammate is still probably over on the other side getting boost and rotating back, and now we've just given a free attack for our opponents. With this ball floating, the best thing that we can do is try to take these guys out of the play as much as possible. Now, how do we do that? Well, the answer is to go as quickly as possible for this ball. If we don't hesitate and just go for this ball right away, it's very likely that we take this player out of the game and give ourselves a chance to attack. But as we'll see here, we kind of just wait, pick up this boost, and now we're pretty much like, okay, yeah, here, go ahead, have the free ball, no problem. Luckily, they don't get the best touch, but there really is no reason to give this much space to the opponent. You see, we flip back, they just kind of bang it forward, and now it's a free touch for the opponent. And this is just another instance of hesitation where we're going to get punished for it. So, okay, fine, we see the free touch, we flip backwards, he gets a bang, we turn upfield. At this precise moment, we can tell that our opponent is going to have the next touch on the ball. So if that is the case, there is no reason for us to continue to push up the field. At the time that we realize that we're going to have a bit of defense to play, we should chill our momentum out, just wait to see what happens, possibly even turn back towards the net. But this area is a perfectly fine position to play. As soon as this bang comes out, we can then make the turn however we would need to be able to make a play on the ball. But you'll see that you kind of just continue to drive forward here, and you're still driving forward even as the ball is coming over your head, and now by the time you're like, oh crap, wait a second, this one might be in my net, it is too late for you to be able to get back. Be careful here as well, so you hit this ball away. I wouldn't jump here. You can see he's already in the air, he's already beat you. Just drive forward, make sure he does something, then go get boost and go back to defense. By jumping in this situation, you've put yourself on the opponent's backboard with basically no boost, and now you have to try to get back down the field, and you're gonna be about as slow as possible in doing so because of the position you put yourself in. Good rotation. This is a bit awkward. So the direction of the rotation was good. The problem is that I think we went a little too fast. So, initially, yes, we're concerned, okay, we're in a bad spot, we've left our teammate back by himself, we need to get back here. As we're going back, we need to keep an eye on a play and just constantly be asking ourselves, is this threatening? Should we be worried about some kind of goal being scored here? And as we're coming back, we can honestly say, yeah, no, you can see you take ball cam off here, so you don't even know how the play is developing, you don't even know where the ball is. So it makes it quite difficult for you to judge how quickly you need to get back. But as we turn ball cam back on, you'll see, yeah, this isn't really threatening at all. Your teammate has the save, not a problem. If we had just lined ourselves up with this back boost and kept ball cam on the entire way down the field, we would have realized that we could slow this rotation down. And the reason we want to slow down is because we want to time our arrival into this net at the time that we're going to need to be here to do something. Because if we get back here too soon, now we have to cut all momentum, our car comes to a dead stop, and in order to get going again, we're going to have to use a lot of boost, and we're not going to be able to make a play as quickly as we might have a like to be able to. As this challenge is happening, if we're coming into the back post, so let's say we're around here as this challenge is happening, now we have a great angle to be able to make a play on this ball. But because we got here too soon and pushed all the way to the near post, now making a play on this ball is basically impossible. So really work on timing those rotations to be able to give yourself a better chance to arrive on a scene of a play exactly when you need to be there. The earlier you get to a spot, the harder it's going to be to make an effective play. This is another moment of hesitation right here. So what we have to consider is when we're weighing out the options of whether or not we want to go for a ball, we need to consider the position our opponent is coming from. So as we can see here, there is a challenge happening along the opponent's back wall, and Jared here is currently in the middle of a flip animation. So it's going to take another second or so for him to be able to go for this ball. With that in mind, we have full boost, and we just need to send it at this, pinch it back up the wall so we can maintain control. The last thing we want to do in this situation, because our teammate is recovering out of their net, we don't want to like hit this ball into the backboard and back out this way, because if we do that, that's just going to invite a free counterattack for our opponent. But we do have a free ball here, so we do want to get over here, maybe try to catch it or pinch it around the wall so we can maintain control of it and continue to apply offensive pressure. By just kind of waiting here, again, you're allowing your opponent to recover, you're allowing this guy to move forward, and you're creating an opportunity for a counterattack where there really shouldn't be one. This is a good challenge here. I like this recovery along the wall. Not a fan of this play though. So you do a great job buying yourself some space. You have boost to use. We could chip it up into the air, which is what you decide to do. But since we only have 46 boost, and there's a defender right here who is in perfect position to defend most of what we could do in the air, the more threatening option is to just catch this ball on your car and dribble it at him, because now you have way more control over how the play is going to go. So whenever you have the opportunity, it's really important to try to control the ball as much as possible, because with the ball on top of your car, you create an opportunity for a pass, you create an opportunity to flick the ball to the backboard, you create an opportunity for an air dribble bump, you create an opportunity for just a flick into the net. So those are all the options that he now has to think about, and it's a much more simple play, a much more consistent play, where it's a lot less dangerous and utilizes a lot less resources. So right here, I'm not really a fan of giving this player all this space. Yes, we're pretty much in a spot where we can cut him off, but because we're just facing the play, it would not take much for this player to be able to get the ball around us in either direction, and at the higher ranks, he is absolutely just going to cut us up here, and we're not going to have a chance if we're just facing the play like this. So again, we see we have our teammate rotating back. I don't mind you being patient for a moment, but once we know we're going to have a teammate back behind us, we'd like to go apply pressure to this, just to force him to do something, because it doesn't look like he has the best control of the ball. So if we just go put in a challenge once we verify we have supports, we have a very good chance to win this ball out, or at the very least put him into an awkward position. And right here, I think we go a little too fast, so we're making this a little harder than it needs to be. I know we've talked about not hesitating, and you do a great job of going as fast as possible, but you're able to make the decision to go without having to full send yourself at it as quickly as possible. Because if we look at the position we're in, Ambro's out of the play, this dude is currently facing this way and is going to have to try to get back into the net, so he's not really able to go for this ball. So what that means is that we don't need to jump super early, we can actually wait for this ball to come down a little bit so that it's an easier finish. By jumping early, we really put a lot more pressure on ourselves to execute perfectly. And in a situation where we really don't have to because the defense is out of position, we really should take that opportunity and just go for the simple play, letting this ball drop down and then finishing it when it becomes a lot easier. We should be going for this. Yes, very good. Ooh, that's dangerous though. Okay. So I like that we're rushing this. That's good. We recognize that there's an opportunity here. But be careful about how we approach this ball. We don't want to challenge on the right side here. I know that's where the net is, so our brain naturally says, yes, let's try to hit this ball towards the net. But by positioning on this side of the ball, all you're doing is creating an angle such as that when your opponent challenges from the other side, the ball is pretty likely to pinch out in the direction of your own net. So in this instance, we don't want to tunnel vision on the goal. We want to tunnel vision on how we can take this player out of the play. And the answer to that is getting on the left side of the ball and pushing it back in towards the corner, where we can hopefully follow it up and continue to make a play after that. We want to be careful about how we are challenging the ball, because that is a very dangerous challenge angle, and it could have very easily resulted in a goal for our opponents. Good challenge here. Space with the ball. Okay. This is very wasteful. So you have a great challenge. You have space on the ball. You have boost. So again, this is an opportunity where we just want to pick up this ball on a dribble, put pressure under this guy, and go for some kind of solo play here that we can do with the ball under control. By, again, trying to... I think you're trying to, like, air dribble this ball. You go... like halfway down the field, kind of off to the left side, and you burn all of your boost to give the ball to this guy. So if you're gonna do that, like, at the very least, just boom this thing so you can follow up. Don't try to control it through the air, you kill all your boost, and then at the end of it, just give the ball to the opponent. We want to at least apply pressure somewhat when we have open space like this. Because even a boom here is better than whatever this is. Because, yeah, that's not very effective. And even in this, we're still hesitating. So we decide we want to go for the ball, we use our boost, we're approaching the ball, and then we hit the brakes. And then we use more boost, and now we're jumping. And again, we're challenging the ball from a poor angle. So let's look at this whole thing, right? So, teammate gets a demo, okay, we're gonna go challenge. Once we decide we're gonna challenge, just go. Like, don't hit the brakes, don't utilize more boost, like, you have a free ball here, just go. And again, look at the angle that we're attacking the ball from. We're coming on to the right side of the ball, opponent approaching from the left. This is the exact same angle that we talked about before. That's gonna create an opportunity for the ball to go directly into your net. We want to get on the left side of this and chip it into the corner once again, and maintain possession that way, because we want to take this dude out of the play. We don't need to worry about the net, we need to worry about getting rid of this guy, and being able to take control of the ball. Free ball. Could be a better play. Again, we could utilize space here. This net's not going to be open, our opponent's going to be back. We could utilize space here and take the ball on a dribble and apply pressure to our opponents. So what I really want to see you working on is looking for these opportunities for dribbles. You see all this space, you see the ball bouncing. That is a perfect opportunity to just go ahead and pop this ball so you can catch it and take it towards the target and make life very difficult for your opponents. Opponents give the ball away. See what our teammates got here. Decent touch to the backboard, just not able to finish it. Okay, are we gonna get back here? No. Okay. So let's talk about this, because there's a couple of things that go on, right? So, okay, teammate up in the air, that's fantastic. He pokes it over the top of one, maybe he has the double, maybe he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't. So now, looking at the position we're in, our teammate out of the play completely. He's gonna take a while to be able to get back. Do we have the boost to go for this ball? Absolutely, we sure do. But, and this is really important, we need to understand the positioning of our opponents. There is an opponent right here who very clearly, based on our positioning, probably has the next touch on the ball. He's just simply closer and can approach it and get the clear out. So with that in mind, us diving here in a tie game with a minute left, probably not the best idea, because if we get beat, it's a free transition downfield. If it's a 50-50 that goes slightly south, it's a free transition downfield. Even if we win the ball, if we don't put it on target and accidentally hit it off the backboard, hey, guess what? It's a free transition downfield. So we need to weigh this option and consider that the risk here is really not worth the reward. There are too many ways that this can go wrong to justify actually going for this. So instead, I would just recommend turning around and rotating back, letting him have the touch because you can read where it's probably going to go, and you can play off of that. Now, issue number 2 is that we do actually get the challenge. Bad result happens and it hits off the backboard, so now both ourselves and our teammate are in our opponent's net. So okay, how do we get back as quickly as possible? Well, here's a skill of recovery that you really need to learn and should become commonplace in your game. If you land in your opponent's net facing the back of the net, all you need to do to recover as quickly as possible is allow your momentum to carry you, drive up the top of the net, jump off from the top, wave dash once you get back to the ground, flip, and you'll be at supersonic. So I highly recommend that you work on that. Just whenever you land in your opponent's net facing the back of it, drive up the back of it, out the top, jump off, air roll back to the ground, and wave dash to get back out. That will aid in your recovery and allow you to get back way quicker than turning around like this. Oh dear. No. No, we can't. Okay, so this finally has come back to bite you. You've done this twice in this game already, and the third time is indeed the charm for our opponents. How are we approaching this ball? Let's see. What angle are we taking? We're attacking the left side of the ball because we're thinking, okay, let's put this ball towards the midfield, towards the net. How's our opponent attacking the ball? From the opposite side. That means that we're creating the same avenue as before to pinch the ball back towards our own net. So keep in mind, when challenging the ball, always stay goal side unless you have a clear free touch. If you don't stay goal side and you get on the opposite side of the ball, you're just creating opportunities for this. So right here, we have an opportunity. This ball is free and you do identify that, but the last thing we want to do in this position is just roll the ball at our opponent. So how do we put more pressure on them in this situation? While the ball is rolling at us, we go as fast as possible, and we just get under this ball and chip it to the backboard. Because we can recognize that we have free touch here, this dude is clearly diving. If we chip the ball right around here, up into the backboard, we still have the boost to be able to follow it up. As you can see, the way you flip into it as well just keeps it along the ground. Easy clear, not a problem. That will pretty much wrap this one up. So, overall, what can we really take from this? Well, number one, I think it's really important for you to identify space. When you have space, you want to utilize it better than you are now. Secondly, we really want to clean up hesitation. You need to work on identifying when there's a free ball, we're just going to go, and making that decision quickly will be super beneficial, because if you are not hesitating and you make your decision quickly, even if it's not the best decision in the world, your opponent will still need to react to that quick decision that's being made. If you just sit back and allow your opponent to consistently come at you, you are just asking for trouble, especially as you get higher in the ranks. And the last thing that's really important that I think you need to work on is your challenges. 3 different times in this game, we challenged the ball from the incorrect side. Always remember that your main priority is to make sure that ball is not going to pinch directly into your net. I do hope you guys found this video helpful. Of course, if you did enjoy, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be more involved in this community and possibly have one of your own replays analyzed, make sure you join my Discord link down in the description. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.